Painters, it's Cynthia. I am back again with another video, and first of all I wanted to say thank you so much for the warm welcome that my 6 cards 1 kit video of last month was met with, and so I really appreciate all of the kind comments, and that is really encouraging. And so I decided that with the July card kit for Simon Says Stamp, I would do another 6 cards. So let's go ahead and get right into this kit. So I've already, of course, taken it out of the box and then the little brown bag inside the box. So it's the Summer Hello kit, and it's really cute. Lots of summery papers and just really sweet things. And of course this kind of can give you some ideas on what to make, and then also it will clarify exactly what you get in your kit. So let's see, you get half of a paper pad of the Echo Park, let's see what this is, Summer Dreams collection. And this is just really cute paper. And it's funny because I had just ordered this 6x6 pad from a different website, and I ordered the pad and some of the 12x12 loose papers, and also the icon stickers that go with this kit. So obviously I liked it a lot, and now I have more papers here in the kit. So you get these really cute little tickets, and there's polka dots, and this is kind of a little either a fish scale pattern, I guess you want to call it, and a solid little paper with bathing suits, flamingos, sunglasses, nice little board panel here, which I really like. Really cute little swatches of color here. And I love this plaid, such a sweet plaid. And then this has little pluses in all the different colors. I love this type of paper. I don't know exactly what to call it, but it's really cute. And then cameras and little triangles, and this is all little ice cream cones and popsicles, and the beachy stripe, and this has little Ferris wheels, which I really think is adorable. And then little tiny colored polka dots. And this is a really cute background with an ombre color scheme to it. Very pretty. And those are popsicles again, and here's some really cute little watermelons, and a nice solid sheet, and then these pretty little strips that you could cut apart if you wanted to. And then the last piece is absolutely my favorite, and actually the first card I'm going to make is going to use this because I love it so much. So that's the paper, and then you get this little bag of the, what do they call this? The Moonshine confetti. So very cute, and there's 3 different sizes in here. I think it's 4, 6, and 8, or something like that, maybe. Either that, or it's 3, 4, and 6. That's actually probably it, 3, 4, and 6 millimeter. Very cute. And I love, look at how darling this die. It's a little bikini bathing suit. That is just so adorable. And then they call this the See You Soon stamp set. And you get some wonderful sentiments here, and a couple more bathing suits, and a little wavy water here, some clouds, which I really like the clouds, and the little seagulls. So cute. And then this is really fun because this is foam tape, but it's all these really fine little strips, which is really nice. So when you make shaker cards, you can easily edge the opening of your shaker with these little strips. So you can double them up, or they're pretty thick on their own, so I probably won't even bother doubling. Then you get a nice sheet of this really heavyweight acetate to use for shaker windows, so that'll come in handy. And then you get some pieces of cardstock, and this is their 120 pound white, which is so silky smooth and very thick. So this is a beautiful paper, and I'm not sure, I'm not going to waste this by using it as a card base, even though it would make a lovely card base. I'm going to kind of hoard that a little bit for a special occasion. And then, whoops, that's my little note. And then you get their beautiful Sunshine Yellow and the Audrey Blue cardstock, and this is their Doll Pink. And actually I have all three of these cardstock packs in my stash already, so if I need more, I already have it. But again, I'm actually not going to use these for card bases. Even though they would make lovely card bases, I'm going to go ahead and use white card bases and then use these beautiful colors for accents. So that is the card kit. So it's a lot of fun, and the neat thing is that with the stamp set and the dies, I mean, you're going to have these forever. You know, you're going to go through the other items, but they can all be replenished. And then, like I said, these will last you forever. So it's a really good deal. If you're not a part of the Simon Says subscription, it really is a nice subscription. Plus, if you, they always give you a preview probably around the 14th of the month. Sherry Carroll will do a preview video of what the kit is going to look like. And between the 14th and then the time you get billed, you can send them just a quick note and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and skip this month's kit. And that's no problem. So even if you are a monthly subscriber, if there's a kit that you really don't think is going to work with you, then you can just go ahead and politely ask them to skip it. And then they won't send you a bill, they won't send you the kit, and then you can just keep going with your subscription. So if you're hesitating because every so often there's a kit you don't really like, don't worry about it. You can, you know, like I said, you can ask them to please skip that month for you, and they'll do it. So something to think about. All right, so I am, this time around, I'm actually going to think ahead and see how that works for me. No, but seriously, I am going to do just a tiny bit of planning so that each one of my 6 cards is something that I have thought through. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video, and I'll start up again with the first card. Thanks. Okay, so for card number 1, I have a 4" by 5 1/4 piece cut with that fabulous ombre paper. And now I'm going to stamp the Time to Relax sentiment on there. And I'm using my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I'm going to double stamp it, so I'm using my MISTI. And then I'm going to do the clouds. So I'm turning the MISTI long and laying out those cloud stamps. And then I'm going to use my Simon Says Stamp white pigment ink, which is a fabulous ink. And I'm getting those nice and inky. And I do want them to be translucent clouds, you know, so you can see through them a little bit. But the first stamping is a little too pale. So I'm going to go back, make a bigger mess, and do a second stamp. And then that's going to give me the look that I like. There we go. So now I'm going to add those cute little birds, and they come in 3 sizes, so I'm going to use all 3, starting with the largest bird. And I'm just trying to figure out, you know, a little random look. I don't want too many and I don't want too few. There we go. Excuse me. And then I'm going to put this panel onto a piece of the Sunshine Yellow cardstock. And it just has a little 1/8" reveal. And I'm putting the tape on the yellow piece because my pigment ink is still damp. It just takes a little bit of time to dry. And then I'm going to, again, put this on a top folding card base and put my tape down and then add that top panel. And that is card number 1. All right, so for card 2, I'm starting with my A2 card base. I'm using the multiple bikini paper here, which is so cute, and then I'm matching it with some Audrey Blue. And I'm just going to round that upper right corner. Sorry about the color on my camera. It freaks out sometimes when it sees blue. So it'll settle itself down in a minute. So now I'm just going to nudge that down into the lower left corner just for a little visual interest, and layer that second piece right there. And then here's my sentiment strip. I'm using that wave pattern and the sentiment that says bikinis are like fries, you can never have just one. Now I'm using my MFT Blueberry ink, which was a really nice match to the dark blue in that pattern paper. So I'm just going to stamp that. And I also rounded, of course, that upper right corner on my sentiment strip as well. And I'm going to trim off that little bit of white there on the end. And that's going to sit right about there. And I am going to pop it up on some of my Scotch foam tape. So I'm just cutting some little pieces to add to the back. And I like plenty of tape on the back because I don't want it to sag. You don't have to use as much as I do, but I just like it. And I should mention that's the 120-pound white cardstock I used to make that sentiment. And then I was going to use these pattern bikinis, but they completely got lost on the background. So I'm reaching into my stash, and I have this. It's the My Favorite Things, what do they call that? It's like a paper collection, and you get one sheet of each one of these colors. And the blueberry is in there. So I went ahead and took a strip of blueberry, put some double-sided tape on the back, and then cut out the little bikinis. And I'm just going to layer two of them together so that they're a little bit thicker. And the cardstock itself is a very thick, nice quality cardstock. So just two of them will make it seem like they're, you know, almost a purchased chipboard piece or something. So then I'm just going to put my little bikini pieces on the front, and that is card number 2. All right, card number 3. I wanted to use more of those darling bikinis, so I cut 3 of them out in different small patterns. So I have a plaid, a polka dot, and a flamingo. And then I cut 3 ovals, one in Audrey Blue, one in Sunshine, one in Doll Pink. I overlapped them and cut out little notches so that they'd nest together. And then I'm using this wonderful kind of paint stripe paper, and I'm going to cover the entire card front with that. And it's obviously going to be a landscape orientation. Now I'm just trimming away some extra. And those little pieces, the notches that I cut out, I'm going to save those and maybe come up with an idea for those. So we'll see. Now my sentiment strip is just a 3" by 1" piece. I rounded the corners of that. And I'm using the same sentiment as before. Bikinis are like fries. You can't have just one. And I'm stamping that in Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And now I'm just going to use my Zig 2-way glue pen, which has a nice ballpoint tip, to get into all those little fine lines of the bikini. And I'm just going to put the plaid on the blue and the polka dot on the yellow and the flamingo bikini on the pink. And I'm just kind of, you know, randomly putting them down because with all the strings, especially on the bottoms, they kind of overlap, especially if you try to line them up perfect. So I'm just going to sort of just put them around randomly. And that glue pen really works well because you can get such a controlled amount of glue. So there's that one, and now finally the bottom piece right there. I just love those bathing suits. They're so cute. I could put them on every card, but I didn't. All right. Now I'm putting foam tape on the back, and again, I'm putting a lot because that's what I do. and also on the back of the sentiment. And then I just want to make sure I have room for everything, so I'm going to put the sentiment strip close to the bottom in the center, and then put the 3 ovals up above. And there you go. That is card number 3, and you can embellish more if you want. All right, so for card 4, I wanted to use this adorable Ferris wheel paper, and I'm going to put some double-sided tape here, and I wanted to use those tickets from that one pattern paper because I thought they were so cute. So I'm just going to run a little single row of tickets across the bottom, and then run another one across the top. There we go. And that's my card base, just an A2 card base, of course. Then I'm sending a summer hello is the stamp I'm going to use. So I'm using my Versamark ink. I treated the paper with the anti-static bag, and I will get a good impression there on the paper. And I'm using my Hero Arts white embossing powder. That's the only white embossing powder I use. Now I'm melting that, and it really brightens up and stands out against that dark paper. So now I'm just going to put this down on a piece of the Sunshine Yellow cardstock. There we go. And then there'll be an oval placed right there, which will become the back of my shaker element. There's my card base. I often put my shaker elements on top like this, but later in the video you'll see me do a different way. So now there's my oval frame, and I put a piece of the acetate that came from the kit, and then I put a couple of those strips of the foam tape, and now I individually cut out some of those little tiny tickets. I just couldn't stand how cute they were. So, and I just clipped the corners of some of them, and then those others that have a little niche cut out of the side, I just did that with a hole punch tool. So I'm just going to scatter those around the background. And now I'm going to put in some bright yellow sequins and some cute melon colored sequins there. And I don't want a ton in here because I still want to be able to see those tickets. Now I'm using that moonshine confetti that came in the kit, and now I'm going to put the top on and make sure it's all sealed down, and there's the shaker. So for card number 5, I decided to again use the top folding card base. Now I've got this piece from the pack cut to 4 by 4 inches. Now I'm treating it with the anti-static bag, and I'm going to be stamping some more of those pretty clouds, and I'm going to use my Versamark ink pad again. And this piece of paper is going to become my sky for the little scene I'm creating. So I'm going to do a little more cloud on this side, and then switch to the smaller cloud stamp and put that one as the lowest. You can see it a little bit on the paper. Then I'm going back to that same white embossing powder as before. I'm really going to put a lot on because I want full coverage on those clouds. And now I will melt the powder. I thought I was going to melt from behind, but I didn't do that because it wouldn't have been caught on film. Now I have these pieces of craft paper, and I cut them at staggered heights, and then I actually, it has that little irregular edge across the top, so I just cut that myself with my scissors, and now I am sponging the edge with Gathered Twigs Distress Ink, and I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to go through and do the sides real quick. But by having that little bit of inking, it'll help define each layer of sand. So they all stack together like that. And now I'm just going to add some tape, or excuse me, I'm using liquid glue, and I'm just concentrating the glue towards the bottom. So there's all 4 of them together, and now I did another piece. This is the Audrey Blue cardstock. I used that same blueberry ink pad, and I stamped those waves repeatedly. And it's going to, the stamping isn't perfect, but it's going to get tucked behind the sand. So I can cover up the imperfection there. Now I'm putting the Beach Please stamp right on the sand. And I'm going to go ahead and stick down this piece right across the bottom. And then remember those 2 little shapes I cut out earlier from those ovals? I turned them into little tiny surfboards. So I'm just going to tuck them between the layers of sand and add some liquid glue again. Get those attached. And then in a previous Simon Says stamp card kit, there was that little sailboat die. And I suddenly thought of it, and I was so glad. So I reached into my supplies and cut out the boat, and I put a little slit with that little X-Acto knife you see there. Put a slit in the blue paper so I can tuck my little boat in there. So it's out on the water and in the water. And there is the yellow sail, and then I just colored this sail with a couple of red stripes. There we go. And then the last touch for this one, I'm going to put in some more of those adorable little seagulls. I love those little seagulls. They're so cute. And they just are perfect. So there you go. That's card number 5. And finally, card number 6. Here we go. I used that pretty ombre paper there, and that's going to become my base. And between the base and the top, I'm going to have a layer of fun foam. And there's a circle cut out of the top layer, which is another piece of paper from the pack. So now I am putting glue around the edge of the circle on the back side, laying down that circle of acetate. And actually I did have to use a sheet of my own acetate because that circle was so big. I didn't have enough in the kit. Now I am attaching the fun foam. I just want to make sure that it's clear of the circle. I'm going to peel off the release paper so it's all sticky, and now I'm adding again the Moonshine confetti mix. There's a little bit of bright orange, a little more of that happy yellow, and then a little bit more of that melon color. And I'm going to lay the back piece right over top. There we go. And then I cut an Audrey Blue circle frame, and I'm just going to attach that with my Nuvo glue pen. Just smooth it all down there. And then I'm using the Time to Relax stamp. And because there's that solid fun foam underneath, I can still stamp very nicely. Now that paper with the little cameras I loved, so I cut out individual little cameras and scattered them all around the edge, just as a little detail. And I also added glossy accent to where the camera lens would be. And finally, I used this little die. It's from Paper Smooches, and it's a little pair of sunglasses, and I cut it in the sunshine yellow and black, and that'll be my final little detail for card number 6. So we had card number 1 and card number 2 and card number 3 and card number 4, which is a shaker card with the little tickets, and card number 5, which is the little beach scene, and then card number 6, which is another shaker card. So thank you for joining me for another card kit video. This one was an awful lot of fun, and I have plenty of card kit supplies left over. So I can continue to make cards along these same things. I can make as many bikinis as I want, all kinds of stamping, so plenty more product to use. So I really hope you enjoyed it this time, and depending on what the kit is next month, I don't know if I'll buy it or not, but if I do, I will definitely make a video of it. So thank you again, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye-bye.